Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, joined by my actual real life wife. Heather's with me today. Not Jill, not Nicole, not Erica, and the people you can see on the screen and the channel. If you've been a fan of the channel, you know that I am buying a new truck for this year for the channel. I'm going to get rid of the Tundra, buy something new. But also, we got to do something over here too. So we're having a big year this year with Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk shopping. We have a lot of stuff going on. So my wife has had a Mazda CX-5, which I'll show you. I don't really have a picture of it off the top of my head, but I do have the power of the internet. So we have one of these CX-5, and she has it in the red, and you have a name for it, don't you?
Yeah, her name's Queenie.
Oh, Queenie, right? We didn't do the turbo. We bought it in 2019, so it's before the turbo. So a couple things. We did lease it, and the reason we leased it, and this is going to be controversial for a lot of people, was that I was traveling a lot. She had an older Honda that was going through some problems, and we had a really good lease deal on it, really good low price, and it was just peace of mind for me when I'm on the road. Last thing I want to do is get a phone call from her and she can't pick up the kids or something's wrong with the car, whatever. And so for being on the road, I'm like, hey, definitely let's lease for right now. So the plan was, and my thinking of things, the plan at the time.
The other reason for leasing was also because we knew that the boys would grow up.
Right.
They would get involved in sports. And so we wanted to start out with something that could grow with them. And by leasing the Mazda, that allows us to switch out in 3 years, which unfortunately is right now, because I do really love that Mazda.
Right. So, our thinking was, the boys are going to get bigger. So in 3 years, we'll go to like a Tahoe. And then 3 years after that, our oldest son will be driving. So it'll probably go a little bit smaller. Then 3 years after that, all the kids are out of the house.
Driving, yeah.
Yeah. And so we can go even smaller. And even at that point, we may not need another vehicle because with the loans I get to drive and the vehicles I buy for the channel, won't need another car. So it's a good plan, which we may still go with the plan, but it was a plan at the time. And because, buying vehicles is great and owning them for years is great, which is the right way to do things. But in our case, our lives were changing so much that it didn't make sense at the time.
Yeah.
So now we're at the point where it's like, okay, lease deal is ending up. So we have a couple choices. We can roll it into a new lease. We can sell it outright, but you can sell it at least before it expires. People don't always know that, but I've had a couple leases now I've sold within 2 years of owning it, whatever. Mm-hmm. So you can sell it. We could go ahead and buy it out, which is another option. We have to look at all the payments and stuff like that. So we have some choices of what to do here. But what I thought we should do, and what I was advocating to do, was I was like, let's buy a Ford Maverick. A new truck, goes to the channel, new pickup, I'd say, goes to the channel. It's going to be fantastic. So I had a Ford Maverick as a loan for a little while, and I had you drive it for a week.
Yes.
So I thought, well, heck, you should go drive it. You're going to, it's something we're going to buy. I had it spec'd out. I have an order placed, a dealership for it, but you,
I said no.
It wasn't even a question for you. I mean, so walk us through. So I tossed you the keys.
Yeah.
You have a week to drive with it. You did it. There's a video that we did. I did a long drive. That's a review on it, but you had the rest of the time to drive in it. What did you think about it? And because it's kind of aimed, well, it's kind of aimed at you. This is what the vehicle's meant for. I mean, looking at the imagery on the screen, she's driving. I mean, and that was kind of their target market, but you said no.
Well, I said no for a couple of reasons. And the first one was going back to that reason that we leased the Mazda and are getting something bigger. The second row of that Ford Maverick just was not going to work. It's actually smaller than my Mazda. It didn't have enough space for growing boys and all of their toys. So I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but anyway. So that was a big concern with my thinking is this isn't really growing with us. This is just changing the layout versus having a hatchback that had a nice larger trunk, going to a pickup that had the same exact kind of size inside and having a box instead. And even the box itself was pretty tiny as well. Like I wouldn't even be able to go to Menards with it, except like I could go to the garden store. But other than that, it was really just a trunk. And so I may not fit some of the demographics that they were really hoping to sell it to, because I would like to have, if I'm going to have a truck, I want a truck.
Not a trucklet. I think we're going trucklet or pickup or whatever.
That would be a mini truck.
Yeah, mini trucks.
And it drove really well. It took me a little while to get used to the off and on with the engine.
Oh, this start stop. Yep.
Yep.
There's a lot of people don't like that feature, and it's controversial.
And it really reminded me of my grandfather's Nissan.
Yeah, so we have an old Nissan hard body at the farm. It's actually interesting. It's a 5-speed manual with a little bitty engine in it. And her grandfather and her dad, who's over 6 foot tall, drove that 2-door regular cab Nissan hard body to Kansas City from
to move me
Wyoming.
from one apartment to another.
Now,
and they love me.
That was a hell of a trip. I mean, I get in that truck and I fit okay, and I'm not nearly as big as your dad is, and yeah. 5-speed manual all the way to Kansas City. Those were men back in the day.
Yeah.
So the Maverick's out. I mean, you want something more space. You want something that has a lockable kind of covered space because your job. Right. She works for the school district, but she works remotely, so she takes
I'm an
files and stuff.
So I travel from school to school. I don't have a classroom.
Right. So you need that for sure. So this is real world, folks. This is our buying thought process. We have a couple choices. We can. It's kind of like doing nothing, right? In a way, where like the Chevy's need a new engine in it, and new engine, new transmission. When Sweet gets back, we can just drive that and have the company truck, and then I get press loans. So that kind of works out. It saves us probably $400 or $500 a month by doing that.
Yeah,
it's an option. It'd be sometimes. During the winter, I'd have at times maybe struggle if I don't have a truck or something because it's a 2-wheel drive. I have snow tires. I put sand in the back. It's a 1962 truck. It's just not awesome. The heater doesn't work as awesome as I want it to. So there's a question about that. And I could theoretically, in my thought process, if I don't get a lot of press loans during the winter, maybe I just go buy a 4-wheel drive fleet truck. Something that's like $30,000 regular cab, just something in case something happens in the wintertime. I could do that route too.
Yeah.
So, because that's a big concern of that I have the plan. Because if we do the plan in October, we get in December, November, December. It just depends. Last year was a very mild winter here in Nebraska, so maybe I'd be fine for the winter. I don't know. That's one option. Another option would be something that we've talked a little bit about. We could buy 2 trucks. So, as you know, I need to sell the Tundra and buy something else. Because it's time. I've done a bunch of videos on it. And so I'm thinking about August probably selling it. We have a camping trip coming up, things like that. So I could buy 2 trucks, right? So I could, instead of going, I like the Chevy, I want the Ram, whatever, I just buy both, right? So that's an interesting option because more videos, more truck comparisons. I'd have, 2 trucks all the time. You guys would like it. I can, if you want to see more Chevy content or see more Ram content, whatever, I can go outside and shoot things and 2 birds, 1 stone, right? 2 trucks.
That option also opens us up a little bit more to the EV option because then one of our biggest concerns with EV is being able to take it on long trips or being able to go camping without having access to a charger. And if I'm just using the EV in town, then it wouldn't be as
right. So that's
a concern.
I was going to get to that. Number 3 option. I'm sorry. Number 3 option is that we just buy her an EV, right? So some of those, like the little Chevy Bolt, is like $30,000-$40,000. You get $7,500 tax credit on it. So we have an EV to run around town in, which I'm not opposed to EVs. People always want to put me in the corner and say, you're an EV hater or whatever. I'm not. They work with certain lifestyles. They do.
When we lived in Denver, he was the first one to talk about getting me a Prius for work.
Yeah. I mean,
hybrids and EVs have always been in our discussion.
Right. When you talk about, and I'm just practical, when you look at the gas prices, look at the price of vehicles, look at things, and you just start doing the math. I mean, I like to keep all my options open just in case, see what happens. So there's a question there. We could do an EV situation there. That's something we could do as well. So I don't know. I hate to end this video with going, what to do, but I kind of want you guys' viewpoint. That's why we made this video, is that I want to get her viewpoint on why she didn't like the Ford Maverick. And I want to put our buying decisions out to you and kind of give you some ideas behind the scenes, what we're talking about. I have to tell you, Erica Mueller, who writes for the channel and website, and she does some videos, she was actually looking for a Ford Maverick. She couldn't find one. And I said, well, you might be able to just take my build. So I may just end up with a Maverick anyways and drive it down to Texas tour. So I don't know. There's crazy stuff going on around here. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting choices. The 2 truck strategy is interesting. It's a lot more money. But again, it'd be maybe business-wise, it makes sense. Maybe I'd make the money back in the videos. The EV would be something interesting because we have a lot of range anxiety issues here as far as long-distance EV driving. And so it'd be interesting to try to take that to Cheyenne or try to take it to Denver and see if it actually how it would work. I mean, there's some
Right.
questions we have going on there too. So, and then just buying another SUV. Like we could go buy a Tahoe. We could go buy something if we can find anything right now.
Yeah,
It'd be
that's the other
something.
problem is the
Yeah, we're limited in inventory,
supply.
so it's almost. I almost feel like we should just sell it outright, get out of it, just and hold tight and see what the market does.
Tundra or Mazda?
Sell the Mazda. Well, actually, we need to sell both, but sell one, get out of it, see what the market does, see what's going on, because again, it's a crazy market right now, so I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. All right, put your comments down below. Let me know, what would you do in a situation? Would you? I mean, there's lots of choices, lots of decisions to make, lots of going on. What's going on with it today? So again, put your comments below. Thanks for listening to our rambling about what to buy, because well, we need your help.
Your opinions matter.
We need your opinions.
We need help.
This is
can't make a decision.
I know we talked about this 2 months now, 2-3 months,
good night.
and we still have not that decision made. I mean, it's every time I go back and forth on different things what to do. So I don't know. But anyways, put your comments down below. Also check us out tonight. We have a live stream Thursday night, 7 p.m. on Central Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. It's every Thursday night. Bring in your questions there. Jill, not her.
Not me.
Well, beyond the live stream, we'll do some more stuff on there. Website down below. You see social media down there as well. Check us out over there. As always, thanks for watching. We will see you down the road.